There are only 14 mountains in the world that rise above 8,000 meters.
Crossing that height takes you into the death zone, a place where there's not enough oxygen in the air for human survival.
You grow weaker, your brain slower. Summiting any of these peaks is an extraordinary feat, one that only thousands can claim. But summiting the deadliest mountain in the world? That's a challenge only hundreds have ever survived. A mountain so treacherous that years can pass without a single person daring to reach its peak. Yet, for all its brutality, its summit is a place of raw, untouched beauty. Nicknamed the Savage Mountain, this is why climbing K2 is a death sentence. Segment 1, The Savage Mountain. Narrator, Serious Reflective. In the 1950s, mountaineer George Bell famously said, K2 is a savage mountain that tries to kill you. He wasn't wrong. Until recently, K2 had a fatality rate of 1 in 4. For every 4 people who made it to the top, 1 died trying. In 2022, 3 more lives were lost, and for a long time, more people had been to space than stood atop K2. More on that later. But what makes K2 so deadly? To understand its danger, we must break it down into 4 brutal truths. Location, altitude, weather, technical difficulty. Segment 2, K2's location. Informative. K2 is remote. Incredibly remote. In 1856, British surveyors labeled the mountains in the region K1, K2, K3. They later asked locals for the actual names like Gasherbrum or Kanju Sar. But K2 was so isolated even the locals had no name for it. So, K2 stuck. Before you even start climbing, it takes about a week just to reach base camp. That means trekking across technical glaciers and rocky trails, sleeping in tents every night. Compare that to Everest, where you can rest in tea houses along the way. And if things go wrong, search and rescue is much harder. Only the Pakistan Army can fly in this region, given its proximity to a conflict zone. Out here, an injury is far more likely to become a fatality. Segment 3, The Altitude. Cautionary. K2 stands at 8,611 meters, the second highest mountain on Earth, and that makes it a member of a very exclusive, very deadly club, the 8,000ers. Above 8,000 meters lies the death zone, where your body uses oxygen faster than it can absorb it. Without supplemental oxygen, you are slowly dying. Acclimatization can take weeks. Your heart races, you breathe deeper, and your body shuts down non-essential functions. But often, it's not enough. Altitude sickness, pulmonary and cerebral edema. Many climbers die here before even seeing the summit. Segment 4, The Weather. Foreboding. Even with modern forecasting, K2's weather remains unpredictable and brutal. It's located further north than Everest, closer to the jet stream, which brings violent, sudden storms. In winter, hurricane-force winds slam the slopes. And then there's the avalanches. In 2008, 11 climbers died after an icefall destroyed their ropes on a section called the Bottleneck. K2 doesn't care how prepared you are. When the weather turns, it wins. Segment 5, The Climb, Technical Difficulty. Narrator, tense. Let's talk about the climb itself. The most commonly used route is the Abruzzi Spur. About 75% of climbers take it, and it's considered the easy way. But easy here means vertical ice walls, steep rock, and sheer exhaustion. From base camp at 5,000 meters, the route is relentless. You'll pass the house chimney, a narrow rock crack that's hard to climb even with crampons. Next comes the Black Pyramid, a brutal 400-meter wall of rock. For comparison, the Great Pyramid of Giza is just 146 meters tall. Near Camp 3, you face a 25-foot vertical ice wall. And even Camp 4, your moment of rest, lies at 8,000 meters, squarely in the death zone. From here, the final ascent leads to the Bottleneck, a narrow gully beneath an overhanging serac, a giant ice tower that could collapse at any moment. When it breaks, it's not snow. It's a freight train of death. Segment 6, The Descent, The Real Danger. Narrator, grave, slow. But here's the truth climbers often forget. The descent is more dangerous than the climb. Every step you take up drains your energy tank. But in the race to reach the top, Most climbers push themselves to the absolute limit, with nothing left for the way down. That's why over 80% of deaths on K2 happen after summiting. Weaker, tired, and less alert, it becomes an accident waiting to happen. And again, that's the easiest route. Segment 7, Hope A, Hopeful Balanced. But not all is bleak. Things are changing. While the cost of an expedition remains steep, around $30,000 per climber, the popularity of K2 is growing. More Sherpas, better routing, improved safety protocols. In 2022, a record-breaking 190-plus summits were made. On July 22nd, 145 climbers reached the peak in just as more people climb, the mountain becomes slightly more forgiving. Fatality rates are falling, but K2 is still K2. It demands respect, it punishes arrogance, and it rewards only those who come prepared, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Because when Mother Nature decides, the savage mountain always wins.